Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Early Morning Barking Podcast. I'm doing this one also in video form. I figured why not make a video out of it. I don't know why I haven't been doing that all the way along. I mean, I could put this on TikTok and stuff. Anyway, this is the show where I actually have something to do regularly, and yet for some reason I find it hardest to do out of all of them. I do apologize for the somewhat sporadic release of podcast episodes. In today's episode, I'm going to be revisiting BPD's impulsive and self-destructive behaviours. This can be a very sensitive subject for some people. I don't think we need to sort of have the two things listed. It's mainly impulsive behaviours that lead to self-destructive behaviours and that kind of thing. I don't know. I may be getting lost already. What form does this take? What do we do? How long have you got? You know, what are our impulsive behaviors? What do we do? For me, shopping comes into this. This is a big part. We talk all the time about BPD be shopping. Yeah, it does. It is. The impulsivity of doing stuff, of doing something a bit crazy, of buying something that you don't need to try and fulfill some sort of missing hole, this impulsive behavior. It crops up constantly. It is a constant battle against this need to be impulsive and do stupid things. Spend money I haven't got, waste time I haven't got to waste, all that sort of thing. And that's just the impulsive side of things. On the self-destructive side, it becomes far less impulsive and just far more destructive, right? Now, I'm coming to you on a momentous day for me, right? Actually, as it happens. Today was the day that I sent off the financial information I needed to my accountant to enable her to do my, wait for this, 2021 to 2022 tax return. Not the one that should be being filed at the moment. We are currently, as I record this, sat in the 2022 to 2023 period, and I have up to January to file that one. But this one was at least a year late. Is when it should have been done by last January. And I have so tried to do that task for so long. It's been amazing. I can't tell you, like, it's been painful. And honestly, things have gotten really bad with it, right? I'm in trouble with it. I'm getting letters from HMRC through the door every other day. I dread going downstairs to look at the front door to see if there's been any mail delivered, because it's going to be a brown envelope from HMRC with fines that I can't pay and threats of God knows what. And this has been going on for so long. And I couldn't do anything about it. And it's a self-destructive behavior that I'm doing, you see, because there's a thing that I'm afraid of. There's a thing I fear to a pathological extent, right? This isn't just like, oh, I'm mildly put out by it. Now I'm terrified of it. Like it's a damn tarantula sat there on the doormat, right? It's horrifying. It's terrifying. And I daren't do anything with regards to financial stuff. It scares me. It terrifies me. I'm so scared of like the government and tax and all of this based on nothing. Nothing bad has ever happened in real life. Only stuff caused by me, by not doing stuff because I'm afraid. And so I have this avoidant behavior, this self-destructive. Well, I can put my head in the sand. I can just avoid this self-destructive behavior. And I just let it go on and on and on because I just get more and more afraid the more it goes on. And that's just one type of self-destructive behavior. I could sit listing these forever, right? And then we have the other types where you're like doing stuff to yourself, like drinking, drug abuse, all this other stuff, so many other things. There's so many ways we hurt ourselves. Self-harm, impulsive self-destructive behavior. And this covers everything from I've bought too much Lego to I can't stop cutting. This is a big wide range things. If this is a clip on TikTok, my arm shouldn't be in frame. It's that wide. This is a landscape mode problem. Some of this stuff is really damaging. Like, obviously, like not just long term, but like now. Some of us are hurting ourselves. Some of us are drinking ourselves to death. Some of us are doing all kinds of things. All trying to fill this hole, trying to fill this gap, this, what is missing? I need this thing. And then some of these things become their own thing, right? Once, you reach a point with addictive substances, with habitual substances, that it stops being about the BPD. Now you're just a drinker. And it's so hard because you have to get off this thing while you're using it as a crutch for this other thing, but it's hurting you and you can't get better in a stressful environment like that. It's so difficult. It's so tough. And all while you're out buying Lego. Like, what is that about? Impulsive. I just want a quick dopamine hit. Something do it. This is why we like video games, apparently, right? Because it's like one quick reward after another. It's do another thing, get another reward. Feel satisfied, get that little dopamine hit, perk ourselves up a little bit. Self-destructive and impulsive behavior. How vague is that? How vague is that? Gambling, is that included? Should be, surely. They're just like driving too fast. So many things. Staying up too late. Eating junk food all the time. Worrying about eating junk food all the time. Worrying about all the other things. Keeping in stress by avoiding other situations. I could go on all day. I'm not going to. I'm going to get very quickly bored of that. Also, don't you find that whenever somebody says, I could go on all day, and you go on, and they come up with 2 more things, and then they're stuck. And I was going to do that. So how am I doing with this? I mean, isn't that the point of this show? I'm revisiting these topics that I talked about now years ago and see how am I doing? Years in remission, therapy has ended, all of this. When I first talked about this subject, I was still in therapy. And now I'm nearly a year out of it. And what a great year it's been, psychologically speaking. There's been a number of personal tragedies and things like that. We'll not go into that. That's not the tone of this episode. But psychologically speaking, from a mental health standpoint, I've done well this year. This has been a very good year, 2023. In spite of everything, well, the world. For the sake of the audio-only audience, I am gesturing this. That won't fit on TikTok either. So how am I doing? Well, not 10 out of 10. I'll be honest. Not 10 out of 10. I clearly still have some self-destructive, impulsive behaviors. Again, as evidenced by the number of Lego trucks on my mantelpiece right now. But also ranging through to other, shall we say, less healthy pursuits. And some would say, hey, what's wrong with these things if they help you keep going? Well, the truth is, I'm not sure they help me. I feel like I'm trapped. I'm not sure that they are something I need, that's something that should be a part of me. And they bring me stress. They bring me stress in some cases, financial problems, health problems. I lie in bed awake worrying about dying of something, and then I get up and I do the thing that makes you get the thing I'm afraid of dying of. How dumb is that? Self-destructive behaviors. But then again, these things become their own problems, like I say. I still need the quick, fast dopamine hit. And of course, some of this could and probably is heavily influenced by the prevalence of ADHD throughout my brain, which I still feel is a major overlooked factor on what I've got going on here. I think there are 3 colors going into this paint mix of my mind. And it still makes me want to do something. And it makes me antsy. I need to get up and go out. I need to just go somewhere and do something. I don't care what, whatever. That comes up a lot. But then, as I say, we go to the more serious side of the self-destructive behaviors, of the avoiding things, which is kind of a middle of the road thing that we'll bump into along the way. I guess that as we go from buying too much Lego, we bump into head in the sand, ignoring stuff. It's a bit worse, right? And this is causing me serious problems day to day, stresses, worries, anxieties. And yet here I am, like, when I finish stuff, when I get stuff done like I'm supposed to, I get excited about it. I get a rush. I get happy. I'm here in a good mood because I got that done. And I knew that would be the case all along. So why couldn't I get it done? I want to have answers. You give them to me now, please. Because I don't have them. And it's infuriating. So I guess when it comes to self-destructive behaviors, well, hang on. Right? Because we can include a lot in this, right? Let's include behavior that you do that is in some way a negative influence on your life. And you know it is. Right? Because I had a lot of that. I had a lot of the anger and rage and letting that. This is self-destructive behavior, right? Tantrums, rage, shouting at people in shops, shouting at people on the road in cars, shouting at passers-by. I kind of still want a megaphone for in the car. And I just think they're so, right? You think they're a lot of money. They're not. You could get one and just have it in your car and just, hey, you, that shirt looks awful. And then just drive on. I mean, you can shout, but it's better with a megaphone, right? I kind of got off on one. What were we talking about? Yeah, you're just shouting at people. The self-destructive behaviors. And those are gone. I haven't had a good shout at someone for so long. I can't even remember the last time at this point. That's crazy. I mean, when was the last time? No, I'm going to sit here just staring off into space if I try and think of it now. That's no good. So in many ways, I think you could make the case that I have got some way to go and that I can still do that, but I've come a long way. And I feel like I have. I don't feel as self-destructive as I used to. And I also think the fact that I can sort of worry about this stuff a bit more is a good sign, right? It's something that I'm aware of. I'm starting to buy low-fat things. Is that a sign of age? Is that a sign of maturing? It's a sign of like being concerned about my health. I am building up to getting back into working out again because I feel tubby and uncomfortable now, and I felt so much better when I did exercise. And I don't think we talk about that enough in these videos, on this podcast, whatever. I don't think we talk about the positive effects of exercise enough. So I have some way to go as I battle executive dysfunction and BPD and all these other things, all these other worries. I have a goal of joining a gym and going regularly. That's like a dream thing. If I could do that, that would be amazing. And maybe I would die further away from now, which would also be awesome for all of us. Self-destructive behaviors and impulsive behaviors. Complicated, wide-ranging things. And I think they all come from the same place as everything else in BPD, which is fear. Fear, the unknown, uncertainty, worry, anxiety, all of these things bubble up to the surface and become self-destructive behaviors, either to quieten those voices down or to try and ignore them altogether, maybe in a reaction to sort of fill that emotional hole, that lack of sense of self. I know that I've taken some identity from these things over the years. I'm the guy who does this. And it's not a great way to live your life, especially when the thing that you do is bad for you. You know? It's not good. It starts off cute. It's adorable in your 20s. People let it pass in your 30s. But I'm starting to realize in your 40s, it's a lot less interesting and exciting to people. And you need to be a bit more normal. You know? Anyway, I hope that was an interesting little discussion, and I hope we got some fun little bits to put on TikTok. I'm not trying for that. Don't worry. We'll remain audio on this. Not that I really hear anyone panicking. But if you have listened, thank you ever so much. I encourage you to go and check out the main YouTube channel, Early Morning Barking, and indeed the TikTok channel, Early Morning Barking, which sounds and looks a lot like this depending on what you're looking at or hearing right now. And also don't forget, I have a Patreon where you can go and get other stuff. There's even some ASMR videos on there. I'll have another Lego build video coming very soon. And you take care. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.